Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Karl and Rob. And Karl, here we go again, man. I still don't have my coffee. You have it every single week.
Yeah, I have it every single day, Rob. It is a necessity. I think it's something that if you get addicted to it, good for you. If you don't get addicted to it, also good for you. So, coffee is, you find the right one. I'm currently on some Nicaraguan coffee, I think, and it's delicious. I'm going to have to probably make it a consistent staple. I just finished like HEB's Taste of San Antonio and wanted something new, and hey, this one's pretty good.
Well, it's a lot of fun bringing these shows, little episodes, mini clips, if you will, every single week here to SHN Sports. And so those of you already joining us live, welcome in. Feel free to say hello, send some comments. Every week we bring you content to kind of get your creative juices flowing. And today, how about this one? Using AI to your advantage, something that I've been using a lot in sports broadcasting. It's kind of the new fad, the craze. And one thing, Karl, that we've always prided ourselves on here at SHN Sports is trying to be ahead of the curve. And I've did a lot of research. I don't know of any sports broadcasters right now that are using AI to their advantage.
It's not something that you always admit you've gotten a little help with, because AI, you talk about creative juices. That's kind of what we like to do. We inspire some creativity on this show. AI is creative juices on steroids. Like, it is a different level of, if you go to ChatGTP, that's the trending kind of popular chat service that I believe its information is as recent as 2021, so you can't ask it about current events, but it does a lot of amazing things for you, right? So, like a good example of it, just yesterday, a friend of mine wanted a new Twitter handle that would sort of reach his sort of ideal audience just based off the Twitter handle. He said, "What do y'all think about this one?" And I said, "Okay, you know what? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm brainstorming with AI now. I've stopped brainstorming with humans because ChatGTP will give me brainstorming that I can't do in 50 weeks alone in like 10 seconds. I put in a little bit of the information of the conversation about his new Twitter handle, and they gave me some choices, and he was like, "That one. Great job, Karl. Thank you." And I'm like, "Thank ChatGTP."
Well, there it is. The title of today is Using AI to Your Advantage. And it is. You still have to have some creativity behind you and what you do and be yourself, of course. But use AI as a tool to help assist you. And I did want to share here, as we're live this morning, so no post-production going on today, but I want to share the screen with you. This is ChatGPT. A lot of people are using it, and this is through OpenAI. They do have a free version that you can kind of play around with. I actually have utilized it so much now, Karl, that of course I'm using the paid version. If you're on your mobile device, it may be hard to see this, so go full screen. But a perfect example, I like to give AI facts. And so I'm going to say I am a radio sports broadcaster. And here's what I'm doing. I'm a radio sports broadcaster. I also sell, if I can learn how to spell here, sell advertising packages for my broadcasts. Give me 5 ideas on how to sell sponsorships for high school football radio broadcast. Just an example, Karl, right? So I'm going to hit enter, and this thing's going to spit off 5 ideas on how to sell sponsorships. And you can already see what it's doing. Target local businesses. It goes over all of this. So that's one way that you can do it. And this will go through, and I'm not going to sit here through every single thing. I'm just giving you ideas, but demonstrate value. So this will actually go through and give you ideas on how to put together and sell packages, Karl. And I've utilized this myself, and it's been very valuable as I've continued on to develop sponsorship packages and sell packages for my sports broadcasts.
Well, if this is your first time watching this podcast, Rob and I are both sports broadcasters. We enjoy techie stuff as well. We live stream. We've been live streaming events as a duo here for SHN Sports since 2015. We've been doing it since before then, so we were really ahead of the curve on live streaming. But as sports broadcasters, I think there's sort of a need to not be stale, right? Like we could say a lot of the same things. So, Rob, for example, if you can pull that back up and put in the prompt, say, "Hey, I'm a sports broadcaster broadcasting baseball," right? It's still going on the first prompt,
Yeah,
by the way. That's funny.
and it's still giving ideas here. And I use Chat GPT 4. It's a newer one that takes a little bit more time, but it does a lot more reasoning. But yeah, what was that you were saying, Carl?
So go ahead and let it know that I am broadcasting baseball, and I would like to have description words on how to call balls and strikes, and describe hits in baseball.
I would like descriptive words on how to call balls and strikes, right?
Balls and strikes and base hits.
All right, cool. Well, let's see what happens here. And again, I'm using version 4, and I even like how kind it is. Sure, here are some descriptive words and phrases. Balls and strikes, off the plate for balls, out of the zone, missing the corner, just a bit outside. That's my favorite, Carl. In the dirt, up and away, down and in. You see all this. This is amazing.
Yeah, and the first few I routinely use, but high heat, sailing high. Okay, so now it strikes. We could probably even to ask it to do more. Like instead of being non-descriptive, we could probably say, "Give me 30 words to describe, or 30 phrases to describe balls and strikes." So copy and paste that and send it to me a little later, Rob. I have my final baseball series of the season coming up, UTSA versus Dallas Baptist, and I'd love to just have this sheet in a Google Doc and try to work some of these in. The great Red Kearns is a sports broadcaster, legendary sports broadcaster here in Texas, and he would have little index cards that he would write phrases down, and then once he was done with that phrase, he'd turn it over, and he'd probably never use it again. I think that was sort of the key to watching or listening in his case. Kern Tips broadcasts, he would just have fun things. But look at this, like
it's not stopping.
Yeah, this is how to describe not just base hits, but like actual going through a cycle here, doubles, triples, and home runs. And so that's amazing. And you obviously don't need to use ChatGTP to say, "Oh, hey, I'm going to use everything you use," but sometimes it gives you something worth using everything. What is it? Remember, the fun of broadcasting baseball is creating your own unique phrases and descriptions, play around with language, and see what fits the game situation best.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to be so screwed when AI takes over our jobs as broadcasters. What are we going to do in life, Rob?
One other keyword that I like using on AI is I tell it to keep going. It's something that I learned. I found all these different phrases, and so if you don't like what it's put, you can either say rewrite it, I don't like. Just be honest with it. Just say I don't like these, or if you want more, just talk like you're talking to a friend. Keep going. Tell me more, and it's going to keep going.
I'm scanning this while we're talking, so like it's this is actually quite amazing. Just something I didn't even think of, because I use ChatGTP just for some random things to generate ideas, and I hadn't thought about this. And here I am in my final 3 games of the season, and I'm like, man, I could have been using so many crazy things. What is that? A Texas leaguer dropping a hit?
I like it, man. Rips it in the corner. These are good.
Things like that, a Texas leaguer, that could be confusing language, if you will. Like, you don't want to confuse your audience based off of, I guess, AI might know that both of us are in Texas based off of our previous conversations with them. So, I'd have to look up if a Texas leaguer is common language in baseball, but you don't want someone to, you don't want to call someone a Texas leaguer and find out that maybe that means something not as good. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things here. What does it generate 5 packages to sell for a radio broadcast? Yeah, I think in a way, you see, it's great for brainstorming.
Yeah,
and
100%.
You end up using at least a little bit of the information that they give you, and that's really where I think AI is sort of heading, is some automation in a sense. Because ChatGTP is great, but it goes beyond ChatGTP. It is also just nonstop popping up. I think Futurepedia is the email that I get sent to me about just daily AIs that are popping up. We're getting a dozen a week probably. And unfortunately, not so unfortunately, because people are on their hustle making these AI systems, it is going to have some kind of subscription behind it. So, Robbie, you and I have been kind of talking about some hey, what would we think AI is worth it? And, I think really when you're talking about just coming up with ideas that will sound appealing. That's mostly the best use for AI, is to just use it as somebody who's your very smart best friend, right? Like, you can reach them whenever you want. Yeah, maybe not quite whenever. AI does have a little bit of a cap there on some of those programs, but like, use it to your advantage. If you have something, ask if there's an AI for that, and I bet you there is. There's an AI for that. It's the new phrase here of the 20s, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't show it here on this episode. And again, this is our Coffee with Karl and Rob here, using AI to your advantage. Thanks for joining us. Always fun to be able to share insights about tools that we are using. For more in-depth, I'm wrapping up how to use AI for sales. And I wanted to tease one little piece of this. And I'm going to show you, because we just showed on AI generating 5 packages for football radio broadcast. Well, I take some of those ideas, Karl, and then I use Canva now as a service, and it makes it really easy. So I'll take those text ideas, and then I use Canva online to produce packages. And for my Good Morning Huntsville show here that I do as our community platform, we created the Foundation 5 Ultimate Business Spotlight. And a lot of this text that I use came from AI to give me ideas on how to sell this. And through AI, I was able to put together a sales package. And with the help of another person here in town, that helps me out with marketing, we ended up selling all 5 of these packages. And I attribute a lot of that, of course, the person helping me, but also, Karl, because AI gave me nice words to use that made this a very professional package to sell.
I know we're kind of wrapping it up here, but basically just embrace it for your own work case, because my buddy is in cryptocurrency and cybersecurity, the one that I was referencing at the very beginning. We're in sports broadcasting. ChatGTP, don't use it unethically, like for school. Like if you're a student at a school, I get the feeling sooner or later we're going to have some kind of fingerprint ID to make sure that you didn't use AI. I don't know how we're going to exactly be able to limit AI's use in the academic world, but in the real world, it's just another tool for you to be able to use. And I feel like I'm smarter than your average bear, if you will, but AI is just sort of something that it's really worth investing your time in, because it's just processing at a very fast level that I think everybody can use and then tweak around with as their sort of needs are fit by AI. And embrace it's really what it comes down to. I know it's confusing for a lot of people. It might be scary for a lot of people, but technology advancement's just going to happen, and I would have to say embrace it and roll with it as opposed to fighting it, and it'll be a good decision.
Yeah, we wanted to highlight that today, and we'll have more in-depth courses. Again, like I said, I'm putting on more of a sales package, too, to teach you how to use AI. You just saw a little brief teaser there of how I use it to generate sports packages, but I'll go through in full details, a lot longer video of how you can use it in the sales world to help sell your broadcast. And so all that information and more, join the SHN Sports Association. All you have to do is go to members.shnsports.com, and we'll have all the latest details. Karl, a fun one today, something that I'm excited about. And I'll be honest, I got kind of stagnant in the technology world as far as me getting excited outside of the broadcasting world. When this AI stuff came out, I didn't think much of it, and then I started to play around with it, and I'm excited again about technology.
There's a lot of great stuff coming out, y'all. So, just keep it tuned in. We'll probably talk a lot more about AI down the road, but really, just use it. Find it, Google it. There's an AI that'll help you do what you're probably trying to do.
All right. Well, a fun one today here. Again, a brief episode today on Coffee with Karl and Rob. We hope you have a great week. Please let us know how we can help you. We are all about helping connect you to live streaming services and teaching you the fundamentals of broadcasting, all of that through the SHN Sports Association.
Before we go, bring that up one more time, Rob. To sign up for ChatGTP, you don't need to go to the /auth. Just hopefully, if you know how to operate ChatGTP, just go to chat.openai.com, and that should help. I think you just copy and pasted the sign up page there.
Yeah, and if you click the link, it'll take you to it. So that's why we put it in the comments. All you do is click that link, and you'll be good to go.
Smart.
So, all right.
Because imagine typing that out into your URL right there. It's like $2. Okay, yeah, sorry. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
We could use ChatGPT to make it shorter. Say, how can I make this URL shorter?
There's a website for that, or an AI for that, I'm sure.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up again. Stay tuned in. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll keep you up to date. And again, members.shnsports.com for more in-depth tutorials. We'll see you next time. This is a great episode here.